What's going on, YouTube? How y'all doing today? This your boy coming at you with another video. Today I'm coming at you with this Gerber Bear Grylls survival knife. This is the folder. We're gonna get right into it because there's a lot of things I like to discuss about this. I know Gerber's one of those blades that knife snobs just generally just hate. M-Tech and all of those are just stuff that they hate. For no real reason, because they will get the job done. But we're not going to get into that. But there are some things about this I don't like, and I'm going to go over what I don't like about it, and then talk about what I do like. First, I don't like that the handling is plastic. I feel like, even though they say it's strong plastic, I feel like over time, this plastic is going to become weaker and weaker, especially if you're actually using it for what it's supposed to be used for, and that's survival. If you're a person that constantly goes camping and constantly out in the wilderness using this knife to its full potential, that plastic is going to wear and eventually it's going to crack. It's going to break, and I feel like it's going to break right where the screws are. Eventually it's going to break. So I would have preferred a metal handle with maybe rubberized scales, because this is rubberized, but it's rubber over the plastic. I don't like that it's lockback. The only other lockback I have is the Cuts CSGO Fulsion, and I don't know if I can't remember if I mentioned it in there, but I don't like lockbacks. People say lockbacks are the strongest locking system for blades, but it also makes things a bit complicated, especially for something like this. Well, maybe for something like survival, maybe it doesn't matter how hard it is to open, but like generally someone tries to just do that, it's not going to open. You're going to have to put a bit of more action into it to get it to open, so you're going to need, so like that, I can't just flick it open. You gotta really want to open this. You gotta put some muscle into it. I had a SOG lockback, a Tanto, and I actually ended up taking it back. I don't know if mine was broke or if they're just made like that, but it's locked back. And when I tried to flick it open, I don't know if there's like a retention mechanism. Tongue stops working. But like a retention mechanism in there that keeps it from just flinging open. And what happened every time I would try to flick it, it would flick up and come back down. It actually cut my hand because I flicked it open and it slammed back down. So I don't know if there was a retention thing in there or if I just got a bugged knife. But either way it goes, I ended up taking that one back. But it can, and you know, for one-handed use, it's almost impossible. But things I do like. One, the blade. I love the shape of the blade. I think the blade is very aggressive looking. It's a very aggressive looking knife. It really puts you in the mind of like a Bowie. With this whole design, looks like a Bowie, and I feel like that's what it was meant to be. It was like a mini Bowie. So yeah, another thing I want to say is a good thing that I'm not a survival guy and goes out in the wilderness, because cutting task, forget about it. You have no control. If you're really cutting into something, your thumb's gonna slip off. I'm doing this on purpose, but if you're really pushing, as you can see, your thumb slips off. This I'm doing on purpose, but this, you're just pushing in on it, your thumb eventually slips off. So if you're cutting something, you could slip off, and you know the knife could, you know, fall out your hand, or when you lose control of a blade, that blade get away from you, it can be dangerous. So good for self-defense, I would say. Good for survival, probably not. I have another Gerber knife, which is the Remix. I actually like this one, and I actually carried this for This was my everyday EDC, everyday um, first grab, blade for a long time. And that was because I really liked the fact that if I couldn't open the blade fast enough, you had essentially a brass knuckle that you could work with. Even though I don't have the knife open, I have a brass knuckle. Basically, I can knuckle dust or whatever until I can get to where I can actually open the blade. And this one I actually had to fix. There's no way to open this. So if you do open it, if you do buy this, you have to actually take a sharp knife, and you'll have to pry. I don't know if you probably can't see it, but you see the washer, and the washer is pretty thick. That washer is thicker than usual knife washers. The little rubber things, that are little rubber friction things. The ones in here were extremely thick. So with both of them in, it was like squeezing the life out of the blade. And the blade was like trying to open this. But it was much worse. You would have to literally, to open this. Because the washers were squeezing it so tight. Because it didn't have, it had no friction to even slide on. Even though when I pulled it out, it had plenty of oil. But it was just not enough room for it to even really slide on its own. So you really had to throw your arm to open the blade. I don't know if that was a bug or if all of them were like that. But the remix is really good. And I've actually used this to cut boxes, to cut up a couple of boxes that I had to get out of my room. And the blade's still sharp. So people underestimate Gerber. Gerber makes some pretty cool looking knives. I just seen some today in Menards. They actually do make some pretty good knives, some pretty decent quality knives. People just hate them just because. It's like M-Tech. M-Tech knives are pretty good, but sometimes they don't come sharp right out of the box. You got a little sharpening. But I've heard people say that they've got cold steels that were not sharp out of the box. Don't know how true that is, but it's possible. But I also picked up the Cricut Minimalist at Menards, and I'm going to be carrying this around, and I'm going to see how well I actually like it. It's a neck / pocket knife. I'm not knife, belt knife. I want to carry a I kind of do like fixed blades, but I never really carry them. I wanted a fixed blade that I could carry with joggers, but without it being a neck knife, because I usually wear chains. But I see now that that's not gonna be a thing. That's not gonna happen. So I'll just probably be wearing that when I wear jeans, which I do wear jeans pretty often. More often than not, I wear jeans. That's what I got on now. Jeans with holes. Yeah. Holy jeans, and it's still kind of cold, but it didn't get cold, so it's whatever. But I usually wear jeans, so I'm going to be carrying that, and then I'll probably give you guys a review next week, or in a couple of days. Whenever I can, I truly can give you guys a good opinion on how I feel about carrying fixed blades. I tried to carry a karambit by tying it around my leg, but with that one, I felt like it was just like a lot of friction. It wasn't uncomfortable or anything. It was not uncomfortable. I'm not gonna lie and say it was uncomfortable. It wasn't uncomfortable. It was just that, I don't know, maybe because of the friction, it would, like slide around. Because it's just sitting there. It doesn't have a pocket clip or anything. But I have a couple of I have 3 fixed blades. 3 fixed. Blah, blah, blah. I'll take it back. What? 4. I have a karambit. I have a retention knife. And I have a karambit dagger. And a regular survival fixed. So yeah. Man. And now I have this one, so it's now it's 5. But yeah, well, we're gonna see. We're gonna see. I'll be coming back at you guys with this minimalist. So stay tuned for that. Yeah, I think that's about it. I mean, it's not a lot to say about. There's not a lot to say about most knives. People just make up stuff to say about knives when they do like Spider Code and stuff like, oh, the steel, look at the steel, look at the steel. Like some people say, it's all steel. It's all steel. It doesn't matter what kind of steel it is. If you're not taking care of your blades, they're not gonna work. But yeah, that's it, man. That's gonna be all for this video. So y'all be safe, stay tuned, and make the best out of life. Peace.